Good. I know Jesse's
Jeff
gone.
will be gone, Chris will be gone.
Okay.
Chrissy's birthday. Yeah.
I'll be gone too.
We do have a quorum though, so. Quorum. Not that, I don't think we have any action items other than this, so.
Is it just the green light now, right?
What's amber? What's more green now?
Yeah. It's evil.
We changed it for Christmas.
Yeah.
It's in the holiday budget. Q&A. We'll go over to Q&A later.
All right, and we'll call the meeting to order. Any additions to the agenda?
Can we wait just a couple more minutes?
Oh,
until
yeah,
our-
sorry.
Sorry.
I thought we'd get out of here sooner.
Steve, quick meeting. He's ready. There we go.
Good, all right. Now we'll call the meeting to order. Do we have any additional information to add to the agenda?
Nothing additional.
All right, I'm guessing no visitors to be heard. So we'll move on to the minutes, approving the minutes from last 2 months ago. Or, yeah, September 18th and October 16th. So just go through those.
Madam Secretary, just a note, on September 18th, the date has an extra T on it.
Thank you.
I should have seen that before.
It was emphasized.
That's not a great
Team
spelling. I'll motion to approve meeting minutes from both the September and October meetings.
And I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, moving on, old business, program fees, 2025 program fees.
Why do we have this all under old business? I just realized that, sorry everybody, it shall be under new business at this point, but here's what it is. I'm again proposing some modest increases, should be in a resolution with some edits made on it, in red. Proposing some increases to our park and rec fees for 2025. City Council will consider this at their meeting on Monday. The pool membership prices, proposing an increase of approximately 2.5% to reflect our rolling Midwest CPI. That's the same percentage we use to determine wage increases for our employees. Program prices were increased by $5 per program with the exception of pickleball, which is our newest program. Additionally, and this is something new this year, I would like to institute a $25 fee for those participating in tournament teams. Those teams are significantly more expensive than our rec teams, as we cover the 3 tournaments per team and pay for the tryout judges, all that kind of stuff. So it'll help offset those expenses to help us slow down the shrinking of that recreational program fund balance. Please note that we're also going to provide new marketing in 2025 for the United Way Scholarship Program. We really haven't pushed that very widely in years past. And I do think there are, I don't think it's being used as widely as it could be. We know there are kids that can probably use it. So we want to make sure the word is out that if you need financial support to participate in our program, that's readily available. If everyone is in agreement, I'm asking for a recommendation for approval to the city council.
I'll recommend we send this to the city council for approval after going through it, because, I mean, it is a very modest increase, and we have to pay our people to staff this too, so pool attendants and stuff. So I think this is not anything that is beyond what it should be.
And I think the tournament fee is,
Yeah, I think
I
it's
mean,
right
that's
spot
still
on.
way cheaper than on a travel team or something,
Yeah,
or like
that's a
that.
good point, I hadn't thought of that.
So I think that's very, I think that's fine.
So you
Was
second it?
was that a
I motion to
Because you
approve.
said a recommend.
I motion to
Okay,
approve.
motion, okay,
Second.
all right, we got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, moving on. Parks and Rec Director.
Folks, we fired a full-time Parks and Rec director.
Yay.
Christy Crans is here with us tonight in the audience. So earlier this fall, we began searching for that position with the goal of creating a more comprehensive Parks and Rec program. We hired Christy on December 9, and her start date is going to be later in January, and we're looking forward to that date. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to be preparing a work program for 2026 or 2025 for this position. Sort of a list of priorities for the position to focus on and tackle in the first year. So I appreciate your discussion, input, and counsel on those items. What kinds of things do you, as the board, want to see this position focus on in 25?
One, I know that that was just a point of frustration last year, was with equipment for sports, uniforms, things like that. Nobody knew what we had. There was no real inventory. There was no, when things were handed out, there was no system in place. And I know a lot of people were frustrated about that. So I mean, that was,
So inventory and process for
Yeah.
equipment.
And I think in the policy it states that there's a meeting with coaches, and I don't think that happened last year.
I think you're right.
And so I think there was a lot of, some people had all their stuff because they were able to get in somehow. Other people were waiting to hear because they had never coached and they didn't know that they could even go get the equipment, and it just kind of, so just like organization of the, like Clint said, the inventory, buying the new stuff that we need right now,
Mhm.
so it's ready.
And we do have an inventory completed for this year.
Okay.
Though, a day after we completed it, here come more jerseys.
you know,
Which happens every year, but, so we do have something that we can start working through, for orders once we start getting, registrations in. I think the coaches meetings, that's something I've heard before as well, but I almost want to put that under a larger communication umbrella.
yeah.
Just making sure that parents, coaches, umpires, whoever it might be, that we've got a consistent communication pattern, whether that, once a week we're touching base with everybody somehow. But yeah, I think just a communication kind of umbrella item that fall, if there's other items under that, let's hear them.
And I think even like field use, signing up for the field.
Schedule.
Yeah, scheduling was kind of rough. Cause no one could, like you had to text and then he'd say, oh yeah, that's fine. But no one else knew that was fine. There was really no communication
Yeah,
with
like if
everyone
one
else.
team
Like,
wanted the Ben cage.
yeah, like if I wanted to bring my team tonight, there should be a spot I could easily look, okay, I know that that's not taken, so. I think one thing that traded good, we had a few new programs that were started with him. And maybe just keeping on going with those and adding some more. where we can.
Summer rack stuff.
Yeah, we had a pretty good turnout for the summer.
Yeah.
We had like,
It went well, it was very well received.
Yeah.
so maybe trying to expand that even a little more. Cause I think it was only like a 3-week thing.
3 weeks, yeah.
3 weeks, and maybe if we did it for June and July, 3 weeks, or, each month or something.
I did have a meeting today just to check in with one of the county commissioners that we work closely with, and we talked about, shared events at the 4-H grounds as well. So I think that's something we can look forward to in the future. I don't know what that looks like yet, but, we did think about, well, if we could do archery, we could do it out there, because that's where they do their shooting sports, for example.
And then it wouldn't have to, those things very well received, but you could have events at different times. So like when they're in their summer breaks or their school break, maybe have something a day there, where all the kids are just stuck
Talking
at
like
home.
early outs or how
Early, when it's an extended multiple day thing, have it, because multiple kids are killing each other at home, figuratively.
Yeah.
So just have something, an out for them to do. I think that would be something to think about.
Mhm.
I did make a note down here too. We've got, priorities that were identified by the park board, the playground, the trail.
Yep.
We can talk about the master plan obviously tonight and what progress we want to make with that one next year. I feel like I'm missing one though. Playground, trail.
There's a dog park was the other one.
We gotta do a dog park
Yep.
next year.
Was the beautification of like the park?
Yeah, beautification. Yeah. The old playground is gone now, by the way, so.
Oh, it got hauled away, huh?
Nice.
I gotta drive by and be like, what
Yeah.
happened?
I drive by every day and I didn't know.
It came out a lot easier than we planned on.
I'm sure it was not up to code on how it installed back in the 50s.
Then at least my daughter won't wanna go do the monkey bars.
She can't do the monkey bars, yeah.
She won't see it.
She's gonna ask you, you're gonna say, yeah, sure, go for it.
Yeah, if it's there,
Trust
She's gonna be she's sitting out there doing this. What's she doing?
Steve crushing dreams for you.
That's gonna look so nice with that new stuff in there.
Yeah. And we do have it, it's all been delivered, it's just,
Awesome.
it's gonna sit until spring.
Let's put it out now. Especially the monkey bars.
No. Alright, anything else?
There's a lot of stuff, a lot of activities will fall under these umbrellas. So
Yes.
I think we've got some stuff we can work through here, so. Thank you.
Okay. Good, moving on then to the master plan.
Board members, this is just an update on the conversation we're having here. The city engineer is still preparing a work order for the park board and city council to consider on a master park plan. But in the meantime, he did give me some physical copies of the plan that they developed for Del Rapids last year. Earlier this year. Please feel free to review that and consider pieces of it as you wish to see in the plan for Lennox, so that we can reflect that in that work order. Some stuff I think to really pay attention to is the survey they ran. This was a solid survey, it was statistically valid. It was done by an outside firm that had a lot of experience in doing so. So I really think that would be a key point for us to developing this plan. One of the things that I referred to in the past is we hear a lot about how there's more and more demand for our baseball and softball fields, because the programs are growing, right? Are the programs growing? No. They're about the same as they were 3-4 years ago. Our other programs are growing. So it's those kinds of things that we get a lot of anecdotal comments and information fed to us. But it's not invalid information. It's very real to them that they don't feel that there's enough field time. But keep in mind that that's not representative of the community as a whole for where they feel that the attention needs to be. So. And that's why you want to go through this process, that you're taking all accounts, all needs, all wants into account, so that you can reflect that in the final plan.
And then,
And
well,
what did the-
but off it, like you said, off of the field time, like 3 or 4 years ago, we still didn't have enough fields, you know?
Right, right.
I mean, so we're,
If it was a problem 4 years ago, it's
it's
still a problem.
still a problem.
Yeah,
And maybe there's more practices per team than there used to be.
it's possible.
I know
I
there's
do
a
think
few that were.
scheduling makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And I think
And
that's
that
some
could
of
have
what
been
we're
it.
hearing,
Yep.
but.
And this would be a good time, what did we hear on the capital improvement stuff? On the park side, can you remind us?
Give me a moment, let me grab our latest.
Dog park.
Yeah.
Dog park?
Park's on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
There's a lot of people on dog park.
And the ball fields. Trying to remember what else there was.
There's quite a few dogs running around.
I see
Chase
that,
them.
like,
Yeah,
Wednesday.
Every
Same
day.
same ones all the time.
Nothing specifically on the capital improvement plan that's in kind of draft mode for
Okay.
cost estimates. But that's not reflective of what, this master plan really needs to feed into the capital improvement plan. We need to know what kinds of things we're looking at out of there before we can feed it into here. So, you know, we update it every year. It's gonna take most of this year, I think, to really see progress on that. Then on the trail, we do have an updated, concept of what that would look like.
How's the negotiations with the,
Right.
okay.
I might go over there and look.
Sorry.
Yeah, feel free to, I only have 2 of them, I've got one on our share drive, but.
Do you want to print
It's
this for us again?
fairly long.
Steve's like, I looked early, I came early
Oh, you looked through it?
because I just came from work and then, so I got to look through all that, so.
Parks and Rec does.
Who-
We have a Parks and Rec Facebook page.
We do.
And do you have access?
I am now the administrator of
Okay,
that
perfect.
page, because that's, what's one more?
I just saw that most people in Dallas prefer getting information about Park and Rec on their Facebook page.
Yep.
So having a good presence on that was, you know.
I knew we had
Yes,
one,
Steve.
but I,
And we're also, you know, the app we have, guys, has not really been utilized much for Parks and Rec yet. We haven't used the alerts on there, we've got a new contract coming up with them where we're going to do the alerts, so just like the school does, get a text, email, whatever, for any events that are coming up.
By the way, you have a softball game today.
I do, oops.
Or the last minute soccer cancellations.
Right, right, it's raining out, it's been raining for
Yes,
3 days, we're not gonna
yes.
have soccer, those kinds of things. So, we've already talked about making sure we can use that more broadly in Parks and Rec as well.
That'd be nice, though.
But that app has turned out to be really useful, and the more we can put into it, the more we get out of it, so.
and the website, are we,
We're switched, we have a
Okay.
new domain, and that's all been transferred over, so.
Okay.
If anybody goes to the Parks and Rec website and sees an issue, let me know, but I tested it out on 3 or 4 different devices a week ago, and it all came through okay. So
what's the new one?
I think it goes automatic. So.
It
Sports
just-
engine.
If you search it.
Cause I know at some point I don't remember what it was, but it didn't work. But it's still Sports Engine then?
Yeah, Sports Engine is still our,
Okay.
I think it's lennoxparksandrec.com. I think it was Park.
Instead of Park.
I think it was Park and Rec before. Yeah. Which, you know, I'm okay with buying a new domain just to make that correction. All the registrations are ready to roll, I just need to make them live in January. I think we've got at least one sponsorship in already as well.
You should get a new computer now.
Oh,
That's okay, I'm good.
connect to Wi-Fi.
This wasn't working on my way.
Here.
I took like all my phone calls
Oh,
It's the same, but.
out outside my first month here.
Hopefully it wasn't winter.
Yeah.
It was, December 10 was my start date.
Like, why is he outside smoking, but he's not smoking?
It was nice to have those benches out there. CHBS or CH Pro should work.
Yeah, no, that was awesome when Nate showed me that, because I had the same thing. I'm like, I can't get it to work.
No, you.
He's like, connect to the Wi-Fi.
What's your best finance officer?
Yeah, it's dead.
There's just no service.
It's a black hole.
Thank you.
One of the other things to, pay attention to in that master plan is the heat map around where your parks are and where your people live. We know that we've got some dead zones right now in Lennox, and mostly because we're growing to the north. We do have green space dedicated and park space dedicated up there, but my guess is 2026, guys, we're gonna have to build a park up there.
Oh, yeah.
We'll definitely wanna go after some grants, some donations, so on and so forth to make that happen.
What about?
At the pace they're growing up there, I just think this is gonna be full by the end of 28.
And I know we mentioned before, but the old railroad tracks, is that, who's in charge of that property?
West of Countryside, or?
Yes.
Yeah, it's ours.
Okay,
Yeah.
as like a route to get, if you wanted to do a park somewhere, I didn't know.
Ideally, you connect the 4-H grounds
Right, you go all
with
the way.
Boynton Avenue
Yeah.
that direction. But I really don't wanna do that if they're still doing shooting sports out there.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So,
Yeah,
I don't know how best to approach that with the county yet for what their long-term plan is, but, my guess is shooting sports could still be in Canton, because that's what they're doing rifle and shotgun,
Yeah.
so. They're just doing, I
archery.
think just rimfire and archery here, muzzleloader, rifle,
Yeah,
and
that's
shotgun
all
are all
there.
Canton.
The band shell, what,
Yeah, we don't have, bids out yet, but the whole thing's gonna be bid or rehab, so. Next year, the band shell, during the summer will be, inaccessible, so we gotta find a plan for our municipal band. Byron and I have talked a couple of times already, we've got some ideas that we think we can make work, so.
Just put them on one of the ball diamonds, they're usually pretty open.
Can't put them on the tennis court, can't put them on the ball fields.
What, you could now, since the other tennis courts are now.
I wonder if we couldn't do something at Pell's. We got that new patio there.
Yeah. And it
Right
looks
on-
really
right on the
nice.
street, right by the pool. I don't know, that might,
And you could be,
Oh,
listen
yeah.
to it in the pool and out of the
there's
pool.
more parking. There's way more parking.
not so far to walk from the parking either.
Sidewalk. right
Well, a
there.
lot of people drive up there and just. they drive
That's
up
true,
there,
right.
That's true.
That was a learning curve for me when I started here. Why are all these people parking in the middle of the park?
'Cause that's how it's been done for a long time.
Yep.
All right, are you looking for anything from us for
Nope, I
that
just,
tonight?
just that you do some homework.
Okay,
I can see if I can share this somehow electronically, but it'll be tough. We don't have a SharePoint here, Stockwell does. So there might be a way for me to make it work through their end, but, otherwise just pass it around between you and come back with some ideas. My guess is it'll be January or February before we see a work order from Stockwell. And what we'll do is we'll go through that at this meeting, figure out if it meets exactly what you guys are looking for. And Mitch and I will talk a lot about it before that, obviously. We meet frequently, and have a monthly meeting to go over extended items, so.
Awesome.
All right.
Well,
All right, I think
and
we're
that
done.
was the new business, so
Yep,
I'll, motion to adjourn.
Second.
all right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right,
If anybody wants to see the possible trail map over there. Well, it's fine.
Gavel us home.
that was quick.
Right?
You like
Faster.
that.
Fastest.
Than the summer one.